Imagine two men standing in the rain. The first man is holding a massive bucket. It looks impressive, huge, powerful, capable of holding hundreds of liters. But there is one problem. The bucket has holes everywhere. Rain pours in, but the water disappears almost as quickly as it arrives. This man makes a lot of money. He earns more every year. His salary looks impressive from the outside. But somehow, at the end of every month, he's still broke. Now look at the second man. He's holding a tiny cup. Nothing impressive. His income is modest. He doesn't have a massive salary, expensive car, or luxurious lifestyle. But his cup has no holes. Every drop that falls into it stays there. When the cup is full, he pours it into a barrel, then another, and another. At the end of the storm, the man with the enormous bucket is begging for water. The man with the tiny cup has enough to share. That is the financial reality most people don't understand. Getting more money doesn't automatically make you wealthy. If your habits are broken, earning more money can simply make your leaks bigger. You don't need a bigger bucket first. You need to patch the holes. And one of the most powerful systems ever created for doing exactly that comes from Japan. It's called Kakeibo. In 1904, Hani Motoko, Japan's first female journalist, introduced a household budgeting system designed to make people more conscious of how they spent their money. Kakeibo is remarkably simple. No complicated investment software, no expensive financial app, no endless spreadsheet, just a notebook, a pen, and the willingness to face your own spending. Because sometimes the biggest financial problem isn't that you don't make enough, it's that you don't know where your money is going. And that's where the first lesson begins, the trap of invisible money. Think about how you spend money today. You tap a card, click a button, scan your phone, buy now, and it's done. You don't physically hand over cash. You don't watch your wallet become thinner. You don't feel the transaction. The money simply disappears from a screen. This is frictionless spending, and the less friction there is between you and a purchase, the easier it becomes to spend without thinking. Kakeibo brings that friction back. Imagine writing this in a notebook. Coffee, $5. Takeout, $18. Subscription, $12. Online shopping, $40. Suddenly, those purchases feel different. You're no longer looking at numbers on a screen. You're looking directly at your decisions. And that's the real purpose of Kakeibo. It isn't simply about tracking money. It's about making unconscious behavior conscious, because you can't change what you refuse to notice. The 4 questions. At the beginning of every month, sit down with your notebook and ask yourself 4 questions. First, how much money do I have available? That's your income. How much do I want to save? Give your savings a specific target. Third, how much must I spend? Calculate your fixed expenses: rent, food, transportation, utilities, bills. And finally, fourth, what can I improve this month? This final question is important because Kakeibo isn't about perfection. It's about awareness and improvement. Most people use this equation. Income minus spending equals savings. Kakeibo flips it. Income minus savings equals spending. If you earned $3,000 and decide to save $500, then $500 is removed first. Now you have $2,500 to work with. This creates a boundary, and boundaries force decisions. Instead of asking, can I afford this? You start asking, is this worth using money that I've already decided to spend elsewhere? That's a completely different mindset. The 4 spending categories. Kakeibo divides spending into 4 basic categories. The first is survival: rent, food, utilities, transportation, medicine, the things you genuinely need. The second is optional spending: restaurants, shopping, entertainment, subscriptions, impulse purchases. This is where many of the leaks hide. The third is culture: books, courses, movies, museums, things that enrich your mind and life. Kakeibo doesn't tell you to eliminate everything enjoyable. It teaches you to spend intentionally. And the fourth category is unexpected expenses: repairs, gifts, broken electronics, unexpected situations. Because life doesn't always follow your spreadsheet. Now comes the important part. Don't wait until the end of the month. Every evening, spend 3 minutes recording what you spent. That's it, 3 minutes. Because checking your finances after 30 days is like performing an autopsy. The damage has already happened. Daily awareness is different. If you spent $50 on unnecessary food yesterday, you see it while the decision is still fresh. And that awareness makes repeating the behavior harder. Give your money a physical boundary. Here's another powerful idea. For your optional spending, create a fixed amount. Let's say you decide you can spend $300 this month on entertainment, restaurants, and shopping. Put that money into a separate envelope or account. When it's gone, it's gone. That's the boundary. If you spend $200 during the first week, you now have a choice. Slow down, or spend the next 3 weeks with almost nothing available. That consequence teaches something your banking app can't. Limits are real. You don't have unlimited money, and once the money is gone, your choices change. In today's digital world, you can recreate the same system with a separate debit account containing only your discretionary budget. The method matters less than the principle. Create a boundary before temptation arrives. The 30-day rule. Now let's talk about impulse purchases. You see something, you want it, you click. Tomorrow it's at your door. That's how modern consumerism works. Kakeibo introduces something incredibly powerful. Delay. When you want something that isn't necessary, don't buy it immediately. Write it down, put it on a wish list, then wait. 30 days. After those 30 days, look at the item again. Ask yourself, do I still want this? Or was I bored, lonely, stressed, hungry, trying to reward myself? You may discover that the desire disappeared, and you just saved money without sacrificing anything important. But if after 30 days you still want it, you can make the purchase knowing it was intentional. That's the difference between buying something because you were triggered and buying something because you actually value it. Respect what you already own. There's another Japanese idea that fits beautifully with Kakeibo, mottainai, a sense of regret over waste. Before buying something new, look at what you already own. Before buying new shoes, clean the old ones. Before replacing your phone, take care of the one in your hand. Before buying another jacket, look inside your closet. We live in a culture that constantly tells us, what you have isn't enough. There's always something newer, faster, bigger, better. Kakeibo challenges that mindset. It teaches you to find satisfaction in maintenance. Repairing something isn't failure, it's discipline. Taking care of your possessions isn't boring, it's a financial skill. The goal isn't to own nothing. The goal is to stop buying things simply because you're dissatisfied with what you already have. The monthly review. At the end of the month, open your notebook. Look at the numbers. Don't judge yourself. Study yourself. Where did you overspend? What triggered it? Maybe you spent hundreds on delivery because you were exhausted after work. Maybe you shop whenever you're stressed. Maybe you spend more when you're around certain friends. These patterns are valuable because now you have information, and information creates the possibility of change. This is where Kakeibo becomes a feedback loop. You observe, you reflect, you adjust, then you repeat. Month after month, you become better at managing yourself. That's the deeper principle behind it. Not punishment, not deprivation, awareness. Wealth is the gap. Here's the financial truth that changes everything. Wealth isn't simply how much you earn, it's the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Imagine one person earning $200,000 a year, but spending every dollar, and another person earning $50,000, but spending $30,000. The first person looks richer. The second person has something much more valuable, a $20,000 annual gap. That gap creates freedom, because every dollar you save isn't just money you didn't spend. It's future time, future choices, future security, future freedom. You are buying the ability to say no. You are buying breathing room. You are buying options. That's why the goal of Kakeibo isn't simply to become obsessed with saving. It's to stop wasting your resources on things that don't matter to you. Your 7-day challenge. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, write down every single thing you spend money on. Everything. Coffee, gas, food, subscriptions, shopping. Even the tiny purchases. Don't rely on your banking app. Write them down. At the end of 7 days, separate your spending into needs and wants. Then add up the wants. Look at that number. You may be surprised, because the first step toward changing your financial life isn't making more money. It's becoming aware of where the money you're already making is going. Remember the bucket. You don't always need more rain. Sometimes you simply need fewer holes. Patch the bucket. Pick up the pen. And remember, you don't master money by earning more. You master money by becoming the kind of person who knows where every drop goes. So tell me in the comments, what's the one expense you know is quietly draining your wallet every month? And if you're ready to take control, write this: I master my money. My money does not master me.